Good morning.
Dobro jutro.
Thank you. Let's
Hvala.
begin.
Ajmo početi.
Thank you very much. Let's begin.
Hvala najljepše, ajmo početi.
Welcome.
Dobrodošli.
And it's wonderful to be in Croatia.
Sjajno je biti u Hrvatskoj.
Me and my wife have been here for almost a week now.
Moja žena i ja smo sada već skoro tjedan dana ovdje.
We were in Opatija with your leaders.
Bili smo u Opatiji sa vašim liderima.
We had an incredible Go Diamond seminar.
Imali smo nevjerojatan Go Diamond seminar.
And we got a chance to get to know your leaders and they were incredible.
I imali smo šansu poznati vaše lidere, oni su bili fantastični.
So who was here for the Go Diamond Opatija?
Dakle, tko je bio ovdje od vas na Go Diamondu u Opatiji?
Can we hear your voice?
Možemo li vas čuti?
How was it?
Kako je bilo?
Okay, who's going to be in the next Go Diamond seminar?
Ko će biti na idućem Go Diamondu?
Can we hear you?
Možemo vas čuti?
It was unbelievable.
Bilo je nevjerojatno.
And we expanded our minds.
I sada kada smo proširili naše umove,
It was great to be with Jim Dornan
bilo je fantastično biti sa Jimom Dornanom
and of course your diamonds.
i naravno sa vašim dijamantima.
And also it's a big honor for us to be here as well.
I također bila je i velika čast za nas biti ovdje.
Would like to thank to Network TwentyOne
Želio bih
Croatia
se zahvaliti Networku 21 Hrvatska
and your diamonds who invited us here and your emeralds.
i vašim dijamantima koji su nas pozvali ovdje i smaragdima.
And we're going to try to share some of our experience with you.
I pokušat ćemo podijeliti neka naša iskustva zajedno sa vama.
I'm not getting into our story. Beste we'll talk about that in the second session.
Nećemo sad dolaziti u našu priču, to ćemo govoriti u drugom dijelu.
And you know, we come from an 8-year-old market.
Dolazimo sa 8 godina starog tržišta.
And I'd like to convey some of the things that I learned from my upline Bob Andrews.
I želio bih sa vama podijeliti neke stvari koje sam naučio od mog uplina Boba Andrewsa.
But first of all, I'd like to ask, who's here for the first time at 20 Plus meeting? Can
Ali
I see their
prvo bih
hands,
želio
please?
pitati tko je ovdje prvi puta na 20 plus, da vidim vaše ruke.
First 20 Plus meetings.
Prvi put da ste na 20 plus meetingu.
Congratulations.
Čestitam.
You're the one who's going to get the most out of this meeting.
Vi ste ti koji će najviše izvući sa ovog sastanka.
You know, I remember my first Leaders Club or 10 Plus meeting when I was in the United States.
Sjećam se svog prvog Leaders Club ili 10 plus sastanka kada sam bio u SAD-u.
The BBS was at the end of the month.
BBS je bio na kraju mjeseca.
And I was trying to qualify for the Leaders Club.
I pokušavao sam se kvalificirati za Leaders Club.
And I had to bring 10 people plus 1200 PV.
I trebao sam, da bi se kvalificirao na taj susret, trebao sam imati 1200 bodova i dovesti 10 ljudi.
I qualified the meeting like just few minutes before the midnight.
Kvalificirao sam se par minuta prije ponoći.
Just before the minutes before the midnight. That's right.
Znači samo par minuta prije ponoći.
So the next day there was this meeting.
Idući dan je bio sastanak.
There was a 10 plus meeting.
Bio je 10 plus susret.
Since I qualified the last minute, I was kind of not feeling belong to the room and I was sitting way in the back.
I s obzirom da sam se kvalificirao zadnju minutu, nisam se baš osjećao ugodno, pa sam sjedio skroz pozadi.
And I don't know if you met or not, but Skip Ross was the MC of the seminar.
I ne znam da li ga znate ili ne, ali Skip Ross bio je MC tog seminara.
And he asked, who is the first 10 plus in this meeting?
I pitao je tko je od vas ovdje prvi put na 10 plus susretu.
Few people raised their hands.
I par ljudi je diglo ruke.
I didn't raise my hand because I was kind of shy, you know, and ashamed. It was the last minute qualification.
I mene je isto tak bilo sram što sam se u zadnju sekundu kvalificirao.
So everybody clapped him.
I tako su svi pljeskali.
And Skip saw me.
I Skip me vidio.
He said, I know a guy who qualified this meeting the last minute.
A pošto ja nisam digao ruku, Skip me je vidio i rekao, ja znam tipa koji se kvalificirao zadnju minutu.
He pointed out me and said, he's sitting right there.
I prstom je pokazao u mene i rekao je, sjedi tamo pozadi.
I was really feeling bad, you know.
I onda sam se stvarno loše osjećao.
He made me stand up.
A on je podigao me da se ustanem.
He said, look at him.
I rekao, pogledajte ga.
I was completely red.
Bio sam potpuno crven.
He said, he's a man didn't give up on his goal to the last minute.
To je čovjek koji se do zadnje minute nije odrekao svoga cilja.
Congratulations.
Čestitam.
All the diamonds stood up and
Svi
clapped.
su se dijamanti ustali i pljeskali.
I was very shocked and I got a big lesson.
Bio sam vrlo šokiran i dobio sam veliku lekciju.
The lesson is never give up your goal till the last minute.
Lekcija je nikad ne odustajte od svog cilja do zadnje minute.
So I know some of you tried really hard to be here.
I zato znam da su neki od vas stvarno se jako potrudili da bi bili danas
So
ovdje.
this is a great meeting to make the other ones jealous
Da li je ovo susret zbog kojeg bi drugi bili ljubomorni?
and make them feel like want to be part of this meeting.
I u principu to je susret na kojem bi željeli da i ovi ostali koji se nisu kvalificirali da budu ovdje sa nama.
Because the more 10 plusers we get, the more we're going to grow.
Zato jer što više 10 plus ljudi koji su na takvim susretima imamo, više ćemo rasti.
And you are doing a great job of it.
I sjajan posao ste napravili.
Now here's a few things that I'd like to share with you.
Evo nekoliko stvari koje bih želio podijeliti sa vama.
First of all, myself and Beste was watching your group, your leaders in Opatija.
Prvo, Beste i ja smo posmatrali vašu grupu u Opatiji.
We really observed them really carefully.
Stvarno smo ih dobro posmatrali.
Because what you do in Europe is very impressive.
Zato jer to što radite u Europi je vrlo...
And best things for us to be learning opportunity in the meetings just by watching people.
I najbolje što možemo napraviti za nas je da gledamo kako se drugi ljudi ponašaju.
And we learn many things from your leaders.
I na taj način smo puno stvari naučili od vaših lidera.
One of the things that we admire the most, you guys are a very good team.
I jedna od stvari koje se stvarno divimo to što ste fantastičan tim.
You know, you build a nice atmosphere.
Izgradili ste jako dobru atmosferu.
Everybody works this as a business, also they have fun.
Svi ovo gledaju ne samo kao posao, već i jako dobro se zabavljaju.
And people want to be part of your excitement, part of your success.
I ljudi žele biti dio vašeg uspjeha, dio vašeg uzbuđenja.
Which is great. All the leaders and everybody is like brothers and sisters.
Što je fantastično, svi lideri su kao braće i sestre.
And this is really a wonderful thing to catch the nice team spirit.
I to je stvarno fantastična stvar da se uhvati timski duh.
I'd like to add a few things on that.
I želio bi dodati par stvari na to.
We're trying to do the same thing with our group also in our country.
Znate, mi pokušamo istu stvar napraviti sa našom grupom kod nas.
And when we get together with our team in the weekend seminars, so many times we become really close.
I kada se skupimo sa našom ekipom na vikend seminaru, puno puta osjećamo se stvarno jako bliski.
And we sometimes forget to edify the pin.
I ponekad zaboravimo edificirati određene značke.
To make people really like and to really respect the emeralds and the diamonds and the platines and so on.
Tako da ljudi stvarno poštuju smaragde, platine, dijamante i ostale.
So we are very, very close team, like family.
Vrlo smo bliski, skoro kao familija.
But outside, we really show our respect to our uplines.
Ali izvana stvarno pokazujemo poštovanje do naših uplina.
And I've seen your emeralds and diamonds. They were really close, and they were, everybody's calling each other with their names. Even Nusol was there, Jim was there. Everybody calls each other with their names.
I vidio sam vaše smaragde i dijamante, čak i Jim i gospodin Nuskol su bili tamo i svi se zovu po imenima jedan drugog.
And when Hans Nussold was speaking on the stage, he was addressing Jim Dornan as Mr. Dornan.
A kada je Hans Nuskol govorio na bini, on je oslovljavao Jima Dornana sa gospodin Dornan.
That also caught Dejan's attention.
To je također Dejan je malo obratio pažnju na to.
He said, why Mr. Dornan?
Rekao je, zašto gospodin Dornan?
We both knew it was edification purposes when we're talking to the bigger group.
To je svrha toga je edifikacija.
So, we work as a team and we're going to work as a team today.
I tako radimo kao tim i danas ćemo raditi kao tim.
Who's been in the Disney World in this room?
Ko od vas je bio u Disney Worldu?
Very few and more to go.
Jako malo i puno vas treba ići.
If you go to Disney World,
a kada odete u Disney World,
and it's a place where everybody intend to be happy.
To je mjesto na kojem bi svi trebali biti sretni.
You look at even the person who sweeps the floor.
Gledate čak i osobu koja čisti podove.
He's a garbage man.
On je smetlar.
And he's got a name tag here.
I ima pločicu sa imenom.
It says cast member.
I piše osoba koja radi tamo.
And it's got name on it.
I ima svoje ime na toj pločici.
Even though, he just sweeps the floor with like dancing.
Iako samo čisti podove.
You think he's acting and he's very happy and he's smiling.
I dok to radi pleše i čini vam se kao da je stvarno sretan i smiješi se.
you know, it would not be fun. Everybody's happy, but some people are unhappy.
Jer ne bi bilo zabavno da su svi sretni, a da nekoliko ljudi nije sretno.
So to create the theme in the Disney World,
Tako da bi kreirali timsku atmosferu u Disney Worldu,
everybody is trained to be happy or look happy if not,
svi su trenirani da budu sretni ili da izgledaju sretni ako nisu.
and they have to be very helpful to people.
I na taj način vrlo imaju ljude koji vrlo pomažu.
Everyone comes to the Disney World, sees big smile and leaves with a big smile.
Svako ko dođe u Disney World dobije velik smiješak na licu i odlazi sa velikim smiješkom na licu.
And everybody who works at the Disney World has got a name tag, it says cast member on it.
I svi koji rade u Disney Worldu imaju pločice sa svojim imenima na kojima piše osoblje.
So everybody here today is a cast member.
Tako svi ovdje koji ste danas ste osoblje.
And we'll be smiling.
I mi ćemo se smješkati,
Let me see your smiles.
da vidim vaše osmijehe.
Some of you are more serious than the Turkish people.
Neki su ozbiljniji od ostalih.
You know Turks? Boris was there.
Sjećaš se Boris?
You have connections.
Imao si veze.
You know, if you don't know our people,
Ako ne poznajete naše ljude
and if you're there first time,
i ako ste bili tamo prvi put,
you make an eye contact,
uspostavite kontakt očima,
you might think they're mad at you or ready to beat you up.
možda možete pomisliti da je ljut na vas, da će vas prebiti,
They are so serious.
jer su jako ozbiljni.
And part of the reason is the economics.
Dio razloga toga je ekonomija.
The economic situation is very bad right now
Ekonomska situacija
in
je
the
dosta
entire
loša.
history. So anyway, we are a team today,
U svakom slučaju danas smo tu tim.
and when you go to Disney World or the theaters, there are always also stars who is playing the role.
I kada odlazimo u Disney World ili idemo gledati filmove, uvijek su neke zvijezde koje igraju uloge.
Like in a theater, there's an actor and an actress,
Kao na primjer u kazalištu su glumac i
and
glumica,
there are also cast members on the side. They are doing the things that they're supposed to do.
a također i rade još neki drugi sa strane.
They're like the part of the decor,
Oni su kao kor.
and they, you know, some of them knitting.
Neki od njih kao pletu,
Some of them they clean around,
neki čiste okolo,
and the actor and the actress in the front,
a glumac i glumica isprijeda,
spotlight on it.
na njima su reflektori,
But all the cast members are helping so that they could play the role better.
ali svi ostali pomažu tako da oni odigraju što moguće bolje glavne uloge.
It's in the sports arena, same as the sports arena,
Isto je u sportu,
same in the Hollywood,
isto je u Hollywoodu,
same in our business also.
isto je u našem poslu.
You know, in NBA there are Star of the Year.
U NBA-u isto tako postoje zvijezde godine,
Also there are assisting sportsmen of the year.
isto tako oni koji su postigli najviše dodavanja.
And if you look at the Hollywood, there are stars,
I ako pogledate u Hollywoodu postoje zvijezde,
and also there are supporting stars.
a također i potporne zvijezde.
So we are a team.
Tako da smo tim,
Whoever is on the stage, it's the you know, the maestro of the day,
tko god će biti na bini bit će maestro dana,
and the rest are the assisting stars.
a svi ostali pomažu, svi su ostali pomoćne zvijezde.
So if we can all create a better atmosphere today,
I tako, ako svi možemo pridonijeti tome da bude bolja atmosfera danas,
smile bigger,
smješkajte se više,
be helpful, we get better results, I think.
pomažite i na taj način ćemo dobiti bolje rezultate.
Here's something that I'd like to share with you that I learned from Mitch Sala.
Ok, evo neke stvari koje bi želio podijeliti s vama, koje sam naučio od Mitcha Sale.
Now, the finest thing we want in this business is that we want a residual income.
Povrh svega, ono što želimo u ovom poslu je to što želimo royalty dohodak.
So usually in most countries, residual income of a DD or income of a DD is about $2,000.
U većini zemalja prihod DD-a ili na više negdje oko $2,000.
So we say, how many houses do you have to have in order for you to get $2,000 rent in Croatia?
Sada, koliko bi kuća trebali posjedovati da bi imali najam od $2,000 ovdje u Hrvatskoj?
Any idea?
Imate li kakvu ideju?
4 houses?
4 kuće?
And how long does it take for us to, if we work really hard to buy 4 houses,
A
how long would it
koliko bi
take?
nam trebalo da stvarno naporno radimo da bi mogli kupiti 4 kuće?
For many countries, it's not possible in a lifetime.
Za mnoge ostale nije to moguće u svom životu uopće da naradimo se toliko.
I'm going to repeat the numbers I write so you can, you know what I'm doing here.
Ponavljat ću brojeve kako ih pišem tako da znate o čem se radi.
Here's what I learned from Mitch.
Evo što sam naučio od Mitcha.
Let's say you get 10% interest on your dollar if you have, like, let's say, 240,000 US dollars.
Recimo da imate 2400 američkih dolara i da dobivate kamatu od 10%.
And if you get 10% interest, I know you get less than this.
I ako ćete imati kamatu od 10%, znam da ćete dobiti manje od ovog.
So that's about $24,000 a year.
Znači to je oko 24.000 dolara godišnje.
If you divide this by 12 months,
A ako to podijelite sa 12 mjeseci,
that's about $2,000 a month.
to je oko 2000 dolara mjesečno.
Do you get about 10% to like a $250,000 from the bank if you put money into it?
Da li dobivate od banke 10% godišnje?
Less, more?
Manje, više?
How much less?
Koliko manje?
You get half of this?
Pola?
So that means you have to have
Ok, znači to bi značilo da morate imati
$500,000,
500.000 dolara
and if you get 5%,
i ako dobivate 5%,
that'll be like $25,000.
znači onda će biti 25.000 dolara.
To make it easy for the calculation, $24,000.
Da bi lakše to izračunali, recimo neka je 24.000 dolara.
In our system,
Sad u našem sistemu
we say if you have,
mi kažemo ako imate
where do you go, 20 front line or 30 front line to go DD here?
koliko, 20 ili 30 frontova vam je
20.
potrebno za DD-a? 20.
So in other words, 500,000, if you divide it by 20,
Znači ako 500.000 podijelimo sa 20,
each front line
Svaki
is about 25,000 US dollars.
je oko 125.000 dolara.
That's how much it's worth.
Toliko vrijedi.
Are we together? Is it making sense what I'm saying?
Je li vam jasno o čem pričamo, jel me pratite?
And let's say you show 5 plans and you sponsor one.
I recimo da ste pokazali 5 planova i sponzorirali jednog,
Then if you divide it by 25 by 5, each plan is worth about $5,000.
svaki plan je vrijedan oko 5.000 dolara.
Let's say you make an invitation, you get names, 1 out of 5 comes.
I recimo da ste zvali ljude i da jedan od 5 dođe,
For you to make a contact, each name is about almost $1,000.
znači otprilike po svakom je oko 1.000 dolara.
So I know you're in the mature market now.
Znam da ste već na zrelom tržištu.
We finished our friends and relatives.
Završili smo s našim prijateljima i rodbinom.
I don't know if you might have many relatives, maybe you're not done yet for the 6 years.
Ne znam, možda ako imate puno rođaka još niste završili s njima u 6
But we're
godina.
done and we need to meet people now.
Ali sada već trebamo početi upoznavati ljude.
So this is how I motivate myself.
I tako ja sam sebe motiviram.
Every time I meet someone and get the name, it's worth to me about $1,000.
Svaki put kada upoznam nekog, to ime mi vrijedi oko 1.000 dolara.
If I can show them a plan, it's about $5,000 worth.
Ako pokažem plan, to znači onda oko
And if
5.000 dolara.
And if I can sponsor 20 front line in 6 months to 12 months, each one is about $25,000 worth.
I ako sponzoriram 20 frontova u 6 do 12 mjeseci, svaki je 25.000 dolara.
If I'm now feeling really excited, I look at this plan, I made a printout on my wall, it motivates me when I see this.
I ovo isprintam, stavim si to na zid i to me svaki put motivira kada pogledam.
Now, it looked like a little bit exaggerated to me.
Tako da to mi izgledalo kao da malo pretjerujem.
But I look at the world, if you look at the marketing books,
Ali ako pogledate market,
to make
tržište,
sales, every profession has got certain number.
svaka profesija ima neke svoje brojke određene.
Real estate agents has got some numbers.
Ljudi koji se bave nekretninama imaju brojke.
Car salesman has got numbers.
Ljudi koji prodaju aute imaju brojke.
Since I'm an engineer, I like numbers.
S obzirom da sam ja inženjer, ja volim brojeve.
And let me give you a few other examples how it's being done in the world, but this is for our industry.
I daću vam par primjera kako se to radi u svijetu, ali ovo je za našu industriju.
And the reason I showed you this, sometimes people talk about making quick money or easy money.
Razlog zbog koje sam vam ovo pokazao, zato što ljudi ponekad pričaju o tome kako zaraditi novac na brzinu ili lagan novac.
Since I show a plan, it's about $5,000 worth.
Kad pokažem plan, to je otprilike oko 5.000 dolara.
How much does it cost, how much time does it take to show a plan?
Koliko vam treba vremena da pokažete plan?
Maybe an hour,
Možda 1 sat,
You go there, you come back, and you talk and chat with the guy. It's about an hour. I
Idete
make
tamo,
about
vratite se,
$5,000.
popričate, negdje popričate s nekim, zaradite oko $5,000.
Even if they say yes or no, I make $5,000.
Bez obzira da li kažu da ili ne, ja zaradim $5,000.
I show the plan.
Ja pokažem plan,
If they say no,
ako kažu ne,
I say thank you, I made $5,000.
kažem hvala, ja sam upravo zaradio $5,000.
I show a plan.
Ja pokažem plan,
If they say yes,
ako kažu da,
doesn't make much of a difference, I made $5,000.
nema nikakve razlike, ja sam opet zaradio $5,000.
Every industry are using the same thing.
Svaka industrija koristi istu stvar.
I read a book the other day, and they were talking about the success of a car brand called Lexus.
Neki dan sam pročitao jednu knjigu i pričao o uspjehu marke auta koja se zove Lexus.
Do you have this car?
Da li imate taj auto ovdje?
It's a luxury car, right?
To je luksuzan auto, jel da?
It's expensive.
Skup.
It's as expensive as a Mercedes, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Skup kao i Mercedes, ako se ne varam.
How could you be a competitor with the Mercedes since it's been built since 18th century?
I sad kako se utrkivati sa jednim Mercedesom koji se proizvodi od 18. stoljeća?
You're going to build a new car and you're going to come into the market and you're going to compete the best.
Izgradit ćete nov auto, doći na tržište i natjecati se protiv najboljih.
You're not going to compete with Lada.
Nećete se natjecati sa Ladom
You're not going to compete with Skoda
ili sa Škodom
or Fiat.
ili sa Fiatom.
You're going to compete with Mercedes.
Natjecat ćete se sa Mercedesom.
So, do you have to have a good product?
Da li moramo imati dobar proizvod?
Yes, you do.
Da, moramo.
But not always the best product sells the most.
Ali ne znači uvijek da se najbolji proizvod najviše prodaje.
You got to have a good marketing strategy, just like our business.
Morate imati dobru marketinšku strategiju, isto kao i u našem poslu.
A lot of times people think that, if I'm the only one with this product, I make the most money, but that's not the case.
Puno puta ljudi misle ako sam jedini sa ovim proizvodom, zaradit ću najviše novca, ali to nije slučaj.
So people in Japan, they think that we're going to build a car and we're going to put it in the market and we're going to take the Mercedes market.
Na primjer, ljudi u Japanu misle mi ćemo napraviti auto, stavit ćemo ga na tržište i uzet ćemo dio tržišta Mercedesu.
It's just like our business. You're going to own a business, you're going to get in the market, and you're going to take business from your competitors.
Isto tako i u našem poslu. Imamo biznis, doći ćemo na tržište i uzet ćemo dio tržišta konkurencije.
I learned what Lexus did. I'd like to share with you because it has similarities with our business.
Naučio sam nešto vezano za Lexus i to ću vam pokazati jer ima neke sličnosti sa našim poslom.
First of all, company looked at, because Lexus owned by Toyota.
Toyota je vlasnik Lexusa.
And they looked at the cost of the salespeople.
I oni su živjeli na trošak ljudi koji kupuju.
Number may not be accurate, but they found out every salesperson costs $100 an hour if they go out.
Možda brojka nije točna, ali otkrili su da svako ko kupi nešto zarade otprilike oko $1,000 po njemu.
So they added all the numbers and then they said this is a very, very big cost for the company.
I izračunali su brojke i shvatili su da je to jako, jako velik trošak za tvornicu.
It's too expensive,
To je preskupo,
too many man hours.
previše ljudi, previše vremena.
We cannot hire that many men.
Ne možemo zaposliti toliko ljudi.
So what do you think they did?
I što mislite što su radili?
They produced contact tapes.
Proizveli su kontaktne kazete.
They produced contact tapes. It's a video contact tape.
Točno, video kontaktne kazete.
They made a very nice commercial. I was in the United States at the time.
Napravili su jako lijepu reklamu, u to vrijeme sam bio u Americi.
I remember two of them.
Sjećam se dvije.
One of them was like that. The car was sitting on the mill, the rotating mill.
Jedno od tih auto je sjedio na nečem što se okreće.
On the hood, they put the champagne glasses. They make a pyramid with
I
the champagne
na
glasses.
haubi su od boca šampanjaca napravili piramidu.
And like you put 10, and then you put 8, and then you put 6,
Stavili
and then you go
su
up.
10, 8, 6, sve do vrha.
They start the car,
Upalili su auto
and the wheels are on the mill and start spinning.
i kotači su se počeli okretati.
Speed goes up to like 90 miles.
Brzina je dosegla brzinu 90 milja na sat.
And they pour a champagne on top of the first glass.
Izlijevali su šampanjac u prvu najgornju čašu
And then that champagne fills out all bottles.
i na taj način je šampanjac popunio sve čaše.
But the glasses don't fall because of the shake of the engine.
I čaše nisu pale zbog trešnje motora.
It's impressive, isn't it?
To je vrlo impresivno, nije li?
The second commercial was that they took out the car on a country road. It's like a bumpy road.
Druga reklama je bila taj da su snimali kako auto ide na jednu pomoćnu cestu sa puno rupa.
They got one of the best classical guitar players in the United States.
Uzeli su jednog od najboljih gitarista u Americi.
They did a recording in the car, studio recording.
I studijski su snimali unutar auta.
And after recording in that bumper road,
I nakon tog snimanja po tojim cestama sa puno rupa,
you could hear the perfect isolation of the sound.
mogli ste čuti fantastičnu izolaciju zvuka.
So you knew car was quiet.
Što znači da je bilo jako tiho, da je auto jako tih.
It was like, you know, 2 or 3 different, I remember they had 3 videos like that.
Ja se sjećam 2, a oni su imali 3 takva videa.
They produced a contact tape.
I proizveli su kontaktne kazete.
We have contact tapes in our country.
I mi imamo kontaktne kazete
You
u
have
našoj
contact
zemlji
tapes in
i
your
vi ih
country.
imate u vašoj.
How much do we use?
Koliko ih koristite?
On our part, I know we don't, my organization doesn't use well enough.
I ja znam da kod nas ih ne koriste dovoljno.
So here's what they did.
I evo što su oni uradili.
They manufactured the car.
Proizveli su auto,
They manufactured the contact tape.
proizveli su kontaktne kazete,
They had a dream.
imali su san.
What's their dream?
Što je bio njihov
To
san?
be in the Mercedes market.
Da budu na tržištu s Mercedesom.
And then they had to make it. What's after dream? You show the plan and the last sheet. You got 6 steps. What's number 1?
Pokazujete plan i kad imate 6 koraka, što je broj 1?
Is dream.
To je san.
What's number 2?
Što je 2?
List.
Lista.
So Lexus company had to have a list.
I tako je firma Lexus morala imati listu.
So they said, who can we sell this car to?
I razmišljali su kome mi možemo prodati ovaj auto.
Who's going to buy the Lexus?
Ko će ga kupiti?
Who's going to buy your product?
Ko će kupiti vaš proizvod?
For us it's easy, just about anyone can buy our product.
Za nas je to lagano jer svatko ga može kupiti.
Who's going to buy Lexus?
Ko će kupiti Lexus?
A person has never driven a car before or someone had a car before.
Ako osoba, na primjer, koja nikad nije vozila auto prije ili neko tko već vozi određeni auto.
For them it was the Mercedes customers.
Za njih to su bili mušterije Mercedesa.
So they started chasing the people who drives Mercedeses.
I tako počeli su loviti ljude koji voze Mercedese.
They found out where the Mercedes advertises their company logo.
Saznali su gdje Mercedes reklamira svoj logo od firme.
Usually in the tennis games.
Najčešće na teniskim turnirima.
And horseback riding games, expensive sports, exclusive to exclusive people.
I na utrkama konja, znači većinom ekskluzivnim ljudima na skupim sportovima.
So they start paying more money, donating more money to those events and getting the commercials.
I počeli su ulagati više novaca u reklame na takvim mjestima.
And people who come, the Mercedes owners or people who could drive Mercedes came to these events and then see this new company name called Lexus.
I ljudi koji su vozili Mercedese dolazili su na takva mjesta i vidjeli reklamu, gledaj novi auto Lexus.
It was their marketing plan. That was their how to show the plan maybe.
To je bio njihov marketing plan, kako će pokazati plan, na primjer.
Because what do you have? Your dream and the list and the
Kad imate
invitation.
sam listu, imate treći poziv.
So after they did this publicity,
I nakon što su napravili taj publicitet,
they got the Mercedes owners. They found out the name of the people who drives Mercedes in the United States from the government agencies.
od vlade su saznali imena ljudi koji voze Mercedese.
Ovdje strana A završava. Molimo, okrenite kazetu.
Instead of sending people out there, they start making phone calls to make an invitation.
I umjesto da su slali ljude na teren, zaposlili su ljude koji će telefonski zvati te ljude.
Just like we do our business.
Isto kao što mi to radimo u našem poslu.
First they made a mail out.
Prvo su slali poštom.
Mitzal also taught us to some people are really afraid of calling people or inviting.
Mitch Sala nas je također naučio da za neke ljude koji su zatvoreni, koji se boje pozvati ljude,
If that's the case, you can write them a letter
ako je to slučaj, možete im napisati pismo.
and put a contact tape in it and send it.
Stavite unutra kontaktnu kazetu i pošaljete.
If they're outside, if they're far away, if you're afraid to call them, you just send them the letter.
Ako su vani, ako su daleko, ako vas je strah pozvati, samo im pošaljete pismo.
So they send a letter
I tako su oni poslali pisma.
with a little, maybe a picture of the car and the specifications and etc.
Sa slikom auta, specifikacijom i tako dalje.
They said, we have a new car, it's just as good as Mercedes, and if you're interested in.
Rekli su imamo novi auto i jednako je dobar kao Mercedes, možda ćete biti zainteresirani.
They send out all the mail.
I poslali su puno pošte.
Then they start making phone calls to everyone who to find out if they received the mail or not.
I onda su počeli zvati te ljude da vide da li su primili poštu.
In United States, if you're making a local phone call, it's free.
U Americi, ako radite lokalne telefonske pozive, to je besplatno.
Is it free here? I don't know, but in my country, it's not free. Nothing is free in my country.
Kod nas to nije besplatno.
You pay money even to breathe.
Plaćate sve.
We have the lowest income in the entire Europe.
Imamo najniži dohodak u cijeloj Europi.
And the liter of the gasoline is the most expensive in the world.
A litra benzina je najskuplja u cijelom svijetu.
Anyway,
U svakom slučaju,
we're number one at that. So they make phone calls.
u svakom slučaju telefonirali su.
They ask if they receive it.
Pitali su da li su primili.
And sometimes in our business, that's what we do. We call and we find out if they receive it.
Isto tako u našem biznisu mi zovemo i pitamo da li su primili.
And then they ask if you received it, if it could send you a video, would you listen? Because video costs, contact has a cost also.
I onda su ih pitali ako bi vam poslali video, da li bi ga pogledali jer to malo više košta.
The one they said yes, they send the videotapes to those people instead of salesmen going out there.
I oni koji su rekli da, poslali su im video kazete umjesto da prodavači idu na teren.
We can do the same thing too. It's a multi-billion-dollar company.
Mi možemo to isto raditi ovdje, ovo je više milionska kompanija.
And each of us own our own small businesses.
I svatko od nas je vlasnik svog vlastitog posla.
We can make contact tapes. We can send contact tapes too.
I mi možemo slati kontaktne kazete.
And then they called again.
I onda su nazvali ponovo,
Third time.
treći put,
To find out if they received the video and watched it.
da saznaju da li su primili video i da li su ga pogledali.
And to get an appointment.
I da dogovore sastanak.
And they got the appointment.
I dobili su sastanak.
And then they said, we're making an appointment for you to come and see our car for a test drive.
I rekli su, evo radimo sastanak da dođete pogledati naš auto i da idemo na probnu vožnju.
This is like us showing a plan and getting together and to do a follow-up.
To je kao kad mi pokažemo plan i dogovaramo se da napravimo follow-up.
So they scheduled everyone, and then people used to come and they drove these test cars all around the clock.
I dogovorili su se sa svakim od njih pojedinačno i onda su se sa svakim vozili po cijelom gradu.
Test cars never set.
Sa testnim autima.
And the ones that couldn't come
A oni koji nisu mogli doći
or canceled the appointment,
ili su otkazali svoj dogovor,
they took the car to them.
auto su doveli do njih.
And with this marketing strategy,
I sa tom marketinškom strategijom
they got a big place in the market against Mercedes.
dobili su ogromno mjesto na tržištu uz Mercedes.
They really took a lot of big market from the Mercedes owners.
Stvarno su uzeli veliki udio tržišta vlasnicima Mercedesa.
So when I read this in a different marketing company,
I kad sam
a
to,
company book actually, it was a marketing book.
kad sam to pročitao u jednoj knjizi o marketingu,
The writer's name is Philip Kotler. Maybe you've heard of him. It's a guru in the United States in
ime
marketing.
autora je Filip Kotka, on je guru u Americi za to.
It's their strategy almost identical as Jim Nancy's 7 steps.
Njihova strategija je bila skoro identična strategiji Jima i Nancy u 7 koraka.
Whatever they say, whatever we use in the plan,
Što god oni rekli, što god mi koristimo na planu,
same in everywhere, in every business.
isto je u svakom poslu.
So if you can do the plan, we all know the plan,
I tako ako vi možete napraviti plan, svi znamo plan,
but we all can do better.
ali svi ga možemo bolje napraviti.
Now, coming back to these numbers,
Sad vraćam se na ove brojke.
Lexus also determined the numbers.
Lexus je također shvatio brojeve.
They say if we send out this many mail,
Shvatio da ako pošalju točno određen broj pisama,
if we make this many phone call,
ako točno ovoliko napravimo telefonski
if we send
poziva,
out this many contact tapes,
ako točno toliko kontaktnih kazeta
we're going to
pošaljemo
make
van,
this many sales.
točno ćemo napraviti toliko i toliko prodaja.
And in their business also, each contact tape, when they send out, it's got a value.
I za njih također svaka kontaktna kazeta koju pošalju van ima svoju vrijednost.
And my question to me was, when I read that,
I moje pitanje samom sebi kad sam to pročitao
what's my number?
je bio, a koje su moje brojke?
Like, what percentage do I sponsor?
Koji postotak ja sponzoriram?
It's a good question maybe for a melancholy,
To je možda dobro pitanje za melankolika,
but if you're like my upline Bob Andrews,
ali ako volite mog upline Boba Andrewsa,
he just doesn't care, just to show the plan, sponsor people, and stop where it's 20.
njega uopće nije briga, sam pokaži plan, sponzoriraj ljude i stani na 20.
But to me, when it's predictable, I feel better myself.
Ali za mene, kada znam da je 100% predvidljivo, osjećam se bolje.
And since then, I've been using it.
I od tada to koristim.
If there's anybody in this room thinking like me, it makes it more predictable.
Ako netko od vas u ovoj prostoriji razmišlja kao i ja, to za vas čini posao predvidljivim.
So numbers work.
Što znači da brojevi funkcioniraju.
And it's really good to know that, when you show, when you get one name, you put about $1,000 to your bank.
I jako je dobro znati kad staviš jedno ime na listu da si $1,000 stavio u svoj novčanik.
So in my country, we start a game,
I u mojoj zemlji smo počeli igru
and everybody used to ask each other, how much money did you put in your bank today?
i svako pita jedan drugog koliko novaca si ti danas zaradio.
Some said none.
Neki kažu ništa,
Some said a lot.
neki kažu puno.
And until we get the numbers, it does motivate people.
I mogu vam reći da to stvarno motivira ljude.
So that's for the melancholy who likes the numbers.
I tako, ovo je bilo sad za melankolike koje vole brojke.
Okay, I got about 15-20 minutes left.
Ok, ostalo vam još nekih 15 do 20 minuta.
And I'd like to give you some helpful information for your upcoming dynamic event.
I želio bih vam dati informacije koje će vam pomoći za ono što nadolazi.
I know Jim Dornan is coming to Croatia.
Znam da Jim Dornan dolazi u Hrvatsku.
Is he coming to Croatia or Slovenia?
Jel dolazi u Hrvatsku ili u Sloveniju?
He's going to be here.
Biće ovdje.
He's going to be here in 2 weeks.
Biće ovdje za 2 tjedna.
He was hot in Opatija.
Stvarno je bio odličan u Opatiji.
I mean, for the ones who was ready to learn, they got a lot.
Za one koji su bili spremni učiti, stvarno su mogli upiti puno.
You know, me and my wife, we attended many Gold Diamond seminars.
Znate, moja žena i ja smo bili na jako puno Gold Diamond seminara.
We've seen Jim in many different places before.
Vidjeli smo Jima na stvarno puno različitih mjesta.
We've been guests at their house in the United States.
Bili smo gosti u njihovoj kući u Americi.
But at this weekend seminar, Jim was different.
Ali na ovom vikend seminaru na Gold Diamondu Jim je bio drugačiji.
Because everyone at a certain, you're sometimes at a certain stage of your business, certain stage of your life in your business.
I svako od vas je na drugom nivou u svom životu u ovom poslu.
Jim's got a really big picture now.
Jim sad ima stvarno veliku sliku.
And if we bring our friends, we know that he's going to sponsor many.
I znamo da ako dovedemo svoje prijatelje, da će stvarno puno ih biti sponzorirano.
And he can really help to build your business if you can bring enough people in front of Jim Dornan.
I on stvarno može pomoći da izgradite svoj posao ako dovedete ljude na taj vikend seminar.
You look like you're very excited.
Izgledate kao da ste stvarno uzbuđeni.
Jim's coming town.
Jim dolazi!
Jim Dornan.
Jim Dornan!
Yeah, you got something you got to be excited about.
Stvarno morate biti uzbuđeni radi toga.
Maybe it's my fault. I didn't say with the excitement.
Možda je to moja greška jer ja to nisam rekao uzbuđeno.
You know, your incredible upline as Peter Cox, of course.
Vaš fantastičan upline, Peter Cox, naravno.
He might have said,
on bi možda rekao,
Jim Dornan is coming!
Jim Dornan dolazi!
That's Croatian and Slovenian language, I guess.
Ok, to je na hrvatskom i slovenskom jeziku, čini mi se.
He is really a big value for us.
On je stvarno velika vrijednost za nas.
Me and Beste, we pray for him every night.
Beste i ja molimo za njega svaku večer.
For his health.
Za njegovo zdravlje.
And we also pray that he doesn't quit and he doesn't retire himself from the business.
I molimo da ne odustane i ne ode u mirovinu vezano za ovaj posao.
Well, I don't know if you know what I mean, but that's exactly what I say is what I mean.
Ne znam da li ste shvatili što želim reći, ali točno ono što sam rekao i mislim.
He is a legendary person.
On je stvarno legenda.
I mean, he's like a president of an international country.
Hoću reći, on je kao predsjednik međunarodne zemlje.
Multi languages, multi religions.
Sa više jezika, više religija.
And he leads them all.
I sve ih vodi.
In many countries in the world.
U puno zemalja svijeta.
People can't even lead. People can't even lead their own people.
Ljudi se mogu poistovjetiti s njim kao sa nekim kog stvarno, sa svojim vlastitim ljudima.
I wish upon you that someday you really you got a chance to get to know Jim Dornan closely.
Stvarno bih želio za vas da jednog dana Jim Dornana upoznate blisko, osobno.
It does make a difference in people's life.
Stvarno čini razliku u ljudskim životima.
Anyway, he's going to be here for the weekend seminar. I know you sold many tickets.
U svakom slučaju bit će ovdje na vikendu. Ja znam da ste prodali puno karata.
But we got 2 weeks.
Ali imamo još 2 tjedna.
And I know you guys are really good selling tickets for the coming functions.
I znam da ste vi jako dobri u prodavanju karata.
4 weeks.
4 tjedna.
Oh, that's even better. 4 weeks.
4 tjedna. Pa to je još bolje.
And what if they all sell one more ticket?
Šta ako bi svi prodali samo još jednu kartu?
You probably have to do 2 meetings and this room would be probably too small for you.
Vjerovatno bi trebali napraviti 2 susreta jer bi ova dvorana bila premala.
You got some amazing leaders. I'm sure you're planning to double the size of the room.
Imate neke nevjerovatne lidere i pretpostavljam da namjeravate podvojiti ovu prostoriju.
Would it be nice?
Ne bi to bilo odlično?
You tell your people, sorry, we can't sell the ticket because it's overbooked, oversold.
Da kažete svojim ljudima, žao mi je, ne možemo prodati vam kartu jer već je sve puno.
You can maybe sit outside in a blanket and try to hear.
Možete sjediti vani na deci i pokušavati čuti.
You run out some speakers.
Izbacite neke govornike.
People sit in their cars and listen.
Ljudi sjede u svojim autima i slušaju.
How much does it cost to get in here?
Koliko košta da dođete ovdje?
To Jim's meeting.
Hoću reći na Jimov susret.
$100?
$100?
Okay, $100 for the Jim's weekend seminar in the venue.
Ok, znači $100 košta da bi došli na Jimov susret.
$20 in the parking lot.
$20 za parkiranje.
Which one would you like?
Šta bi htjeli?
That would be a nice concept.
To bi bio jako dobar koncept.
Anyway, why people don't come? I give you a few reasons that I got from Jim's tape.
Sad ću vam dati par razloga koja sam naučio od Jimove kazete zašto ljudi ne dođu.
Jim says people don't come because they're not asked.
Jim kaže da prvi razlog zbog kojeg ljudi ne dođu na vikend seminar je zato što ih nitko nije pitao.
I don't need to explain this, it's self-explanatory, I guess.
Ne znam da li da vam to objašnjavam jer to je jasno.
Number 2.
Broj 2.
They don't come because they asked at the wrong time, at the wrong place.
Ne dođu zato što ih je pitano u krivo vrijeme na krivom mjestu.
What do I mean by wrong time and wrong place?
Što mislim po tim krivo vrijeme i krivo mjesto?
Like as you were leaving to open. By the way, you come into the Jim's meeting?
Kao na primjer kada odlazite na Open i onda usput nekog pitate, usput hoćeš li doći na susret sa Jimom?
Or you know he's got a headache.
Ili znate da čovjek ima glavobolju
And he didn't have a pleasant conversation with his wife at home.
i nije baš imao ugodan razgovor sa ženom doma.
But since you're not going to see him again, you ask the question, are
Ali
you
s
coming to Jim's
obzirom da ga
meeting?
nećete vidjeti, ponovo pitate ga, usput hoćeš doći na Jimov susret?
This is a wrong time and wrong place.
To je krivo vrijeme i krivo mjesto.
And in fact, Jim says, never sell the ticket, always sell the seminar.
I Jim kaže, nikad nemojte prodati kartu, uvijek prodajte seminar.
The difference is, it's not the price, it's the value you're going to get out of the seminar.
Znate da nije stvar u tome kolika je cijena, već koju vrijednost ćete izvući iz seminara.
And number 3 is why people don't come to the weekend seminar. Wrong person asked.
I broj 3 razlog zašto ljudi ne dođu na vikend seminar je taj što ih je kriva osoba pozvala.
Who can be a wrong person?
Tko bi mogla biti kriva osoba?
Wrong person is person without a goal.
Kriva osoba je osoba bez cilja.
We all know Nancy's word. It says, what's the difference between working with a goal and working without a goal?
Svi znamo Nancyne riječi, koja je razlika raditi bez cilja i sa ciljem?
It's results.
To je rezultat.
So wrong person asks, they don't come. They may not come.
Što znači ako ih kriva osoba pita, najvjerojatnije neće doći.
Number 4, wrong question asked.
Broj 4, krivo pitanje su ih pitali.
Like, how is the wrong question the right question? Let me give you a few examples.
Evo sad ću vam dati par primjera.
Instead of saying, do you want to go?
Umjesto da ih pitate da li bih htio ići
Or you want to buy this ticket?
ili hoćeš li kupiti ovu kartu,
We can say, hey, it's been great working with you.
možemo reći, sjajno je bilo raditi s tobom.
I've been watching you and your wife. You're really putting some time and effort in this business. You're
Znaš,
growing.
gledamo od tebe ženu i stvarno puno truda ulažete u ovaj posao i stvarno vam dobro ide.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Htio bi ti postaviti par pitanja.
How serious are you about the business?
Koliko si ti ozbiljan gleda ovog posla?
What do you want out of this business?
Što želiš iz ovog posla?
And what do you want to accomplish this year?
I što želiš postići ove godine?
If the answers are positive,
I ako su njegovi odgovori pozitivni,
you just tell them, you can tell them,
samo mu kažete, to jest možete mu reći,
based on what you tell me,
znaš, bazirano na ovom što mi sad govoriš,
we need to register for the next big function.
trebao bi se registrirati za sljedeću veliku funkciju.
Or based on what you told me,
Ili bazirano na ovom što si mi sada rekao,
the person who can help you the most is a person named called Jim Dornan.
osoba koja bi ti najviše mogla pomoći se zove Jim Dornan.
He lives in the United States.
On živi u Americi.
It's kind of difficult for you to go and see him,
Malo je teško da odeš tamo i posjetiš ga,
but you're so lucky he's going to be here in a month in our city.
ali imaš vrlo puno sreće jer on će za mjesec dana biti u našem gradu.
So let's register.
Što znači, ajmo se registrirati.
Now, if they say no, he's not saying no to you, he's saying no to his dreams.
I sad ako on vama kaže ne, to ne znači da on kaže ne vama, on kaže ne svojim snovima.
If we can make people say no to their dreams, it's hard for them to say no.
Kad bi mogli natjerati ljude da kažu ne svom snu, puno bi teže rekli ne.
That's why we got to know their dreams before we start selling them. We got to know their needs.
Zato moramo znati koji su njihovi snovi prije nego što im počnemo prodavati, da znamo njihove potrebe.
You can really develop this. You get the idea, I believe.
shvatili ste, ja mislim što vam želim reći, to možete razviti.
Okay, number 5,
Ok, broj 5.
they are not convinced the value.
Nisu uvjereni u vrijednost toga.
The value of the seminar, it doesn't worth $100.
Vrijednost tog seminara, on ne vrijedi $100.
And you can, if you know the personalities and that person's personality, it'll be an advantage for you.
Ako poznajete osobnosti i ako poznajete osobnost osobe koje prodajete kartu, to će vam biti od velike prednosti.
And you sponsor the winners at this weekend seminars.
I pobjednike sponzorirate na vikend seminaru.
And that's where the winners decide to build a business.
I tamo pobjednici odlučuju da će izgraditi ovaj posao.
At Opatija,
Znate, u Opatiji,
after Emerald and Diamond dinner, we were sitting down with your diamonds.
nakon
Cica and
večere
Bogdan.
smaragda i dijamanata, sjedili smo sa vašim dijamantima, s Cicom i s Bogdanom,
Dejan and Dario was there.
i s Dejan i Darijom,
And they were telling us how they start a business.
i govorili su nam kako su oni počeli ovaj posao.
Do you know how they start a business?
Jel znate kako su oni počeli?
Do you have a tape?
Imate kazetu?
But I'm sure you didn't tell them what you told us.
Ali siguran sam da im niste rekli ono što ste nama rekli.
Should I tell them
Da im kažem?
or no?
Ili ne?
Should I tell them or no?
Da im kažem ili ne?
Well, how could you take someone to a seminar like Dejan?
Na primjer, kako možete nekog dovesti kao Dejan, kako ga možete dovesti na seminar?
So when they tell him, he didn't take it that serious.
Kad su mu rekli, on to uopće nije ozbiljno shvaćao.
So they told him, man, all the leaders are there.
I njemu su rekli, čovječe, svi lideri su tamo.
And both ears just got a little bigger.
I oba dvije uši su mu,
And they
uha su
said,
mu narasla.
you can gain 6 months and you can build 10 times as big.
I rekli su mu, znaš šta, možeš dobiti 6 mjeseci i možeš izgraditi 10 puta veće.
And then they both businessmen, they said, well, we'll build anything we want to.
I onda su oba dva biznismena rekao, pa mi ćemo to izgraditi kako god mi to hoćemo.
And this is what they told them.
I to je ono što su im rekli.
If you come there and say, who's building it,
A ako dođeš tamo i vidiš ko to gradi,
you're going to laugh so hard,
toliko ćeš se jako smijati
and then you'll get the confidence you're going to build this business so huge.
i onda ćeš i ti dobiti uvjerenje u to da možeš izgraditi ovaj posao velikim.
So Bogdan was saying they want to do that weekend seminar.
I tako je Bogdan rekao da želi biti na tom vikend seminaru.
They said and they were watching the seminar.
Rekao je da onako fino su se sjeli i gledali su seminar.
And there was this lady who built a big business in Europe.
I na tom seminaru je bila jedna dama koja je izgradila ogroman posao u Europi.
Or maybe a guy, I don't remember now.
Ili možda je tip, ne sjećam se više.
But the most important thing, they said,
Ali najvažnija stvar, oni su rekli,
if this ding dong builds this business this big,
ako je ovaj luzer izgradio ovako velik posao,
we build the business our eyes closed.
i mi ćemo izgraditi ovaj posao sa zatvorenim očima.
And then they got the dream.
I dobili su san.
In fact,
U stvari,
Dejan told me,
Dejan mi je rekao
they went inside, they looked at the room,
da kad su ušli unutra i pogledali
they looked
prostoriju,
at who's building the business.
kad su pogledali tko gradi ovaj posao,
He told Bogdan,
rekao je Bogdanu,
we don't have to stay, let's go build the business right away.
uopće ne moramo ostati, ajmo odmah početi ići graditi posao.
So the meetings gives belief to people.
Tako da sastanci daju vjeru ljudima.
I don't think nothing would sponsor your emeralds and diamonds other than a really strong, powerful weekend seminar, does it?
Mislim da dijamante i smaragde ne može ništa drugo sponzorirati osim stvarno jakog vikend seminara.
So if they are cholerics,
Što znači ako su kolerici,
approach them from their, not weakest point, strongest point.
pristupite im pomoću njihove najjače točke.
I know it all and I do it all.
Ja znam to sve, ja ću to sve uraditi.
And if they're sanguine,
A ako su sangvinici,
and you tell them, look, you can wear your new clothes you got.
kažeš im, gle čovječe, možeš obući svoju najnoviju odjeću,
It's going to be a band there.
bit će tamo band,
We're going to have fun.
zabavljat ćemo se,
And some information there too.
a bit će tamo i par informacija.
If he's maybe a phlegmatic,
Ako je možda flegmatik,
you just tell him, hey, you're going to have to trust me on this.
kažeš mu, znaš šta, moraš mi vjerovati ovaj put.
Here's your ticket, you're buying it.
Tu ti je karta i trebao bi je kupiti.
That's all.
To je sve.
And sometimes you might have to give personal guarantee.
A ponekad morate dati osobnu garanciju.
Check upline, but if it's really somebody that you want to take there, you just tell them, if you don't like it, I'll give you money.
Provjerite sa upline-om, ali možete mu reći, znaš šta, ako ti se ne sviđa, vratit ću ti novac.
Check upline. I'm not saying do it, but
Provjerite to sa upline-ima, ne kažem da to uradite, ali
Worst comes to worst, if that person is like someone like your emeralds and diamonds, I'd buy him a ticket, wouldn't you?
Ako je to neka osoba koja je, na primjer, kao vaš smaragdivi dijamant, ja bi kupio kartu, zar vi ne bi?
Okay, number 6.
Ok, broj 6.
The business is good, but we don't need to go to the weekend seminar.
Posao je dobar, ali ne moramo ići na vikend seminar.
And they see the products, they see the company, they say, okay, this is a good business, but
Oni vide
we can't.
proizvode, vide firmu, kažu ovo je dobar posao, ali
Then we need to talk about the fun part,
onda trebamo pričati stvarno o zabavnom dijelu,
the friendship,
o prijateljstvu,
the team spirit.
o timskom duhu.
You know, all the sports team, they get together, they go to camps.
Znate, svi timovi, sportski timovi idu zajedno kampirati.
It's important to feel like a team,
Vrlo je važno da se osjećamo kao tim
and you're really great at that.
i u tome ste stvarno dobri.
Okay, number 7,
Ok, broj 7,
schedule conflict.
konflikt sa rasporedom.
You got four weeks now.
Imate 4 tjedna,
If you tell them 4 days before, we're going to have a time conflict.
a ako mu kažete 4 dana ranije imat ćete problema sa tim.
If you tell them now, they can make the arrangements.
A ako mu kažete sada, onda se još mogu dogovoriti kako da to rasporede.
Of course, and I know it's never the time.
I vi i ja znamo da nije nikad pravi razlog stvarno vrijeme.
People always find time and the money for the things that they really want.
Ljudi uvijek nađu novce i vremena za ono što stvarno žele.
So if you know what they want,
I sada ako znate što oni žele,
if you can make them believe they can get what they want through this weekend seminar,
i ako ih možete natjerati da vide da stvarno mogu dobiti ono što žele kroz ovaj vikend seminar,
chances are they're going to be here.
šanse su da će oni biti ovdje.
And number 8,
I broj 8,
I'm sure you don't hear it in your country.
siguran sam da to niste čuli u vašoj zemlji.
People in my country, they say, we don't have money.
Ljudi bi vam mogli reći nemamo novca.
Do you run into this problem here or not? But they might say, I don't have money.
Jeste li možda naišli
Evo.
na taj problem ovdje?
Okay, there are many things to overcome this excuse.
Ok, postoji puno stvari kako možete prevladati ovaj izgovor.
A lot of people spend more money in the cigarettes,
Znate, puno ljudi više novaca troši na cigarete,
beer, alcohol.
pivo, alkohol.
I'm not trying to, run people's life, but people spend money on the things that doesn't have any value.
Ja ne pokušavam određivati ljudima kako će voditi svoj život, ali stvarno troši puno novaca na stvari koje nemaju nikakvu vrijednost.
If you can help them to get the money,
Znate, ako im možete pomoći da dođu do novca,
and sometimes maybe we can even tell them to borrow the money if you want to.
i ponekad im možete reći ako želite da im možete posuditi novce.
I sometimes tell them, have you ever loaned money to anyone that you couldn't get back?
I ja im ponekad kažem, da li si ponekad posudio novce koje nisi mogao vratiti?
And if you loan some money to people, sometimes, most of the time, you don't get your money back.
Nekad kad posudite novce, najčešće te novce ni ne dobijete nazad.
And I tell them, this time, loan yourself $100.
I ja im kažem, znaš šta, posudi ovaj put samom sebi tih $100.
And 3 days later, you'll know whether it's worth it or not.
I 3 dana kasnije saznaćete je li to funkcioniralo ili nije.
Those are the 8 reasons Jim was talking about in his tape.
To su 8 razloga koje je Jim spominjao na svojoj kazeti.
And I always use those, to share it with my group in Turkey.
I to uvijek koristim, tih 8 razloga, da ih podijelim sa svom grupom u Turskoj.
And and I know we can't change lives.
I vi i ja znamo da to može promijeniti njihove živote.
It's a big sentence, it changes lives. Let me tell you why.
To je velika rečenica, promijeniti život, ali dopustite da vam kažem zašto.
In a weekend seminar, we can change people's commitments and their motivation.
Zato što na vikend seminaru možemo promijeniti predanost ljudi i njihove emocije.
But you cannot change people's skills that easy.
Ali ne možete tako lako promijeniti sposobnost od ljudi.
But if you can change this motivation and the commitments
Ali ako mu promijenite motivaciju
with
i
the same
predanost
skills,
sa istim sposobnostima,
they'll be more effective.
onda će biti puno efektivniji.
So after the weekend seminar, it's definitely going to happen some changes. Some changes will happen.
I nakon vikend seminara 100% će se dogoditi neke promjene.
Nancy says it costs money to go to weekend seminar, and also it costs money not to go to weekend seminar.
Nancy seminar kaže košta da odete na vikend seminar, ali također košta i da ne odete na vikend seminar.
Jim said in the Go Diamond seminar to 20% and above.
Jim je rekao na Go Diamond seminaru 21% na više.
He said you earned the right to be here because you paid the price and you got your ticket.
Zaslužili ste da budete ovdje jer ste platili svoju cijenu i dobili svoju kartu.
So enjoy your 3-4 days.
I uživajte svoja 3-4 dana.
eat, sleep, relax.
jedite, spavajte, opustite se.
But he said, in fact, you didn't spend money.
Ali rekao je u principu, vi niste potrošili novce.
He said, you made money.
Rekao je, vi ste zaradili novce.
You made money up here,
Zaradili ste u glavi
and you made some money up here.
i zaradili ste u srcu.
And with that, you can build a bigger business.
I sa time ćete izgraditi veći posao.
So Jim will be here in 4 weeks. This is really wonderful.
I tako Jim će biti ovdje u 4 tjedna, to je stvarno odlično.
And let's try all together to bring some more people.
I ajmo svi skupa pokušati dovesti još više ljudi.
And your big business in Europe is going to even get bigger.
I vaš velik posao u Europi postaće još veći.
So we'd like to congratulate all of you again for being here.
I želio bih vam ponovo čestitati svima vama koji ste ovdje danas.
And we're going to be back in the second session, in the general session.
I vraćamo se u drugom dijelu, u glavnom dijelu.
You'll be the cast members
Vi ćete biti dio ekipe, dio tima,
with your smiles,
sa svojim smiješkom,
right?
jel tako?
And we're going to do we're going to do our best.
I napravit ćemo najbolje što možemo.
You know, we want to make sure that your people are going to have a good time.
Želimo se uvjeriti da vaši ljudi se stvarno dobro zabave.
And we'll also share some information that is going to help them.
A također ćemo podijeliti neke informacije koje će im pomoći.
And then it's your business, and we're going to go tomorrow to Maribor.
I na kraju krajeva ovo je vaš posao i sutra ćemo ići u Maribor.
And then take this excitement and passion to our country.
I uzmite to uzbuđenje i zapaljenost i u našu zemlju.
Thank you very much.
Hvala vam najljepša.
We'll see you in the second session.
Vidimo se u drugom dijelu.
Goodbye now.